What's good, Stupendous crew? It's your boy, Stupendous Dude. Welcome to a new segment of the channel. It's called Stupendous Story Times. Just gonna be telling crazy stories that happened in my life, Omar's life, and other people's lives. Gonna be dropping this, I'm not gonna say every Friday, but like maybe, depending on how y'all take it, how much y'all like it, depends on how often I'll drop a story time. But let's get into it. Today, we're gonna talk about the time I got kicked out of high school my freshman year. I was 15, and you know when you're a freshman, just got to high school, you know, you starting to like girls now. You hit puberty. You know, you trying to fuck on something. You trying to rub on some booty. You just a horny, you horny. I was a horny little kid, you know. My parents were real strict. I didn't jump off the porch till I was, 20. I ain't ashamed. No, until I was 18. Or once I was 18. But I was sheltered. And when you're sheltered, people don't realize, when you shelter your kid, especially from everything, we couldn't do anything. Your mind starts to wander. You start to get online to see, you know, what you're missing out on. And of course you stumble on porn and all that stuff. So I done stumbled on porn. I'm a horny ass kid, you know, I just want girls. So I hit high school and it's a totally different ball game from middle school. Women everywhere, 12th graders, 11th graders, 10th graders, and then there's freshmen. And you know, 12th graders, they like the freshmen. I don't know why, but they always do. So you always got the fine girls looking at you, and it always helps, you know, when you a good looking man. But anyway, back to the story. So I'm in class, you know, so just horny, just dumb, not really realizing the repercussions of my actions. Everybody know I'm a super flirt, okay? I'm a flirt. But back then, I was on a whole nother level. So, you know, I'm trying to flirt with the women. Some women like it. Some women like, ugh, get away. And for some reason, I like the hard to get women. So listen, I don't condone any of this anymore. Please get consent from doing anything, please. But, you know, I didn't like being, well, it's not even that I didn't like being, no, I like being told no. I like the hard to get women. So, you know, the women that rejected me, I went harder, you know, to get them. And some, you know, would break and, you know, they started to like it, but others just did not like it. And I didn't really realize, you know, how to catch, you know, pick up on people's vibes, their vibration, you know, how their moods, see how they really, you know, what their moods really are. So I'm just, you know, flirting with women, you know, trying to, you know, cop a little feel, you know how everybody do, nothing too crazy where I'm trying to like rip their clothes off. But you know, shorty got a fat ass, you know, I just go there and slap that ass, or, you know, I go grab it, you know. And it all started when a girl that I was talking to, or we're flirting with, she was flirting back. She let me touch her body. And she let me touch her titties. She let me touch her ass. And you know, it was, you know, nothing, no skin to skin, you know, just touching the over the jacket, or over the shirt. But it's just like, you know, as a kid, you know, I'm 15, horny, sheltered kid. I'm like, ooh, okay. Well, if she let me do that, I'm feeling entitled. I'm like, well, if she let me do that and I look good, other women will let me do that as well. So let me see how many women I could get, you know, to let me, you know, a little feel. So, you know, I did what I did. You know, I was flirting with a few women. It was in one certain class. It was a math class, and it was just full of women, full of them. Oh, and they were beautiful, all different shapes, colors, races, everything. And I was just like, oh, I'm in heaven. So you know what I got to do? I got on my mode, you know. I was like, okay, time to scope them out. So I find like a good little 5 or 6 different women, and I'm just chilling, you know. I'm flirting with them, they flirting back, and this throughout the whole school year, okay, or the whole first semester. I'm just flirting with them, touching their butt, you know, and they like, stop, Damien. I'm like, you know, I'm dumb, young, dumb, and full and cum, just not listening. Please get consent before you do any of this to any woman, please. I do not condone this, and I did get punished bad from it. Slapping some ass, nothing skin to skin. Y'all gotta realize I'm still a freshman. I don't know. I ain't lose my virginity till, we ain't gonna talk about that. But I hadn't lost my virginity yet, so I didn't know what I was doing. I'm just touching booty. So I'm just slapping ass, grabbing booty, it's just like, relax, they get mad. Some of the girls, they like, some of the girls, they be like, they act like they didn't like it, but like when I grabbed it, they be like, stop, that little stop. So I'm like, okay, you rocking with me. So I'm slapping some ass. So I got some girls that, let me touch their ass and rock with me. Then I got some women that they hated that shit. And I didn't really catch on that they hated it until later. Foreshadowing. So I'm grabbing that. I'm having a good time in this class. Every time, I wake up, I'm like, well, I can't wait for this class. This is what, 5th period. I can't wait for 5th period. I'm gonna grab me a whole bunch of ass. So I go home, wake up, go to school, grab some more ass, flirting with everybody, go, leave, go back to sleep, wake up, just repeating it the entire semester. So I'm thinking I'm good, I think I'm like Superman. I'm like, I'll never get in trouble. Ain't nobody about to tell on me. None of that. Until one day. And I knew something was up. Because I woke up and, my spirit just didn't feel right. Everything was just gloomy. It was dark outside. The clouds was out. It was raining. I was like, something don't feel right. Something told me, I was like, look, don't go to school. But I was just like, nah, fuck this. It's 5th period. I'm gonna grab me some ass. I'm gonna grab me some juicy booty. But then I was like, so then I get to class, all through school, I'm just chilling, coasting through. Get to 5th period. I'm like, okay, it's time. Who can I get on? So I find the girls. I'm talking to her. We cutting up, grabbing ass. Some hate it, some don't. Then all I get, and then toward, I think it was what? We were 7 periods at the time. I think it was like the 7th period. I'm in class. All I hear is a. They open up I was in class and it was the principal. He knocked on the door, opened up the door. His name was Mr. Morgan. No. Yeah, no. What was his name? It don't matter. But he had a deep voice. He was like, is Damian Gibson in here? I'm like, nope. But then everybody looked at me. I was like, God damn. So the teacher was like, Damian, come on. I was like, all right. So he pulled me. I'm really not knowing. I'm thinking it's like, because I was just a bad kid in general. So I'm thinking it's something else. I'm not thinking, oh, it's me grabbing ass. So he called me. So I followed him to the office. Like, you know what I called you here? I'm like, no, I have no idea. We get to his office. We sit down. He explained to me, like, yeah, we got like 5 or 6 women that claim you just keep touching their butts. And my heart dropped then. I was like, he said, what? He's like, yeah, we got like 5 or 6 women. They keep telling us that you keep touching their butts, and they don't like it. And I was like, nah, that ain't me. You're like, no, we pretty sure. You're like, so we're gonna have to take legal action. I was like, huh? Legal action? You're like, yeah. You're like, they wanna press charges. Some of them, like I said, some of the women liked it, some of them don't. Some of the women was lying, but we're gonna get to that later. So it was the women that didn't like it. It was like 4 or 5 of them. Yes, I was a sick horny child, just touching. It was like 10 plus women that I'm touching, groping in my class. Okay, I'm sorry. I apologize. I'm sorry. I love all women and I do respect you. And please get consent before you do any of this to any woman, please, guys. That's my disclaimer. But yeah, he was like, yeah. So we got to go to court. I was like, okay. He's like, first you got to call. He said, first we got to call your mom. I was like, huh? No. I said, no. I said, no, we ain't got to do none of that now. Because people don't realize you get an angry black woman mad at school, and she worked all the way in Atlanta. So they had to call her. She had to get off early and drive all the way to Atlanta to come pick me up. So I was like, no, that's like 5 ass whoopings right there. Like, no, I refuse to have her called It was like, nah, we got to do it. So I called her, or so they called her and everything. And she was like, they called her like, ring, ring, like, hello. She was like, hello. She already knew because I always got in trouble. So, you know, when that number pop up, she knows. She was like, ah, hell, what Damon did this time. She was like, yeah, well, he's kind of in trouble. You know, he's been touching girls' butts and they want to press charges. She's like, what? And then she called. Then she wanted to talk to me. She's like, let me talk to him. And I was right beside the principal. He put it on speaker. I was like, hello? Hello? She was like, what the hell you been doing? I was like, nothing. You know, just lying. No damn well she, you know, what she gonna believe me over the principal? So she fussed me out. And I'm like, she's like, all right, I'm on the way. So she on the way. So he talking to me more about what's gonna happen to me. He was like, well, basically, you're going to go to court. You're suspended until, you know, they figure out what the hell they want to do with me. So I'm like, fuck. So he was like, yeah, so we're going to do a court. Well, first he started naming off all the women. So I'm like, at this point, you just know when to fold them, know when to walk away, know when to run. Hey. But he started naming off the women. And I knew which women liked it. Or I know which women I was touching. Simple as that. Because not everybody in my class was good looking. So I didn't want to touch their butt. So it was like some women was just straight up lying. It was like, say like 10 women. I'm going to say about half. Half of the women were telling the truth that yes, I touched their butt. The other half were just straight up lying. Like they just didn't like me, so they were lying. And then there were other women who really looked out. They was like, nah, he didn't touch me at all. Shout out to them. Y'all real. Sorry for touching y'all. So I'm over here telling them like, no, she's lying. Yeah, I touched her butt. She's lying. She's lying. Touched her butt. I touched her butt. So he was like, well, we're going to have to go to court and they're all going to be a panel of the women and they have to testify and then you can go. I was like, fuck. So this is when my mom come and he explained all that to her as well. She picked me up. That car ride home was a little rough. It was just silent, just dead silent. She didn't say one word to me. She didn't touch me. She didn't look at me, nothing. So I'm terrified. My heart is gone at this point. It's down in my ankles. And I'm just like, fuck, what is she gonna do to me? And like at the time, I didn't get whooped anymore. I was too old. And I'd been whooped so many times. I don't think my parents realized. I was like, it don't work on me. So I think they just gave up on whooping me. But that time, when I got home, my mom, she told my stepdad what happened. And he was just like, he looked at me like, oh shit. So sometimes they would take turns disciplining me. But this time it was my mom. And my mom was more ruthless than my stepdad. So the stepdad already knew what was up. He was like, oh, all right, I'm gonna go. He said, I'm gonna go to the store. I'll be back. And I was just like, no, don't leave me. Don't leave me alone with her. Cause I knew she was gonna fucking kill me. I knew it. So I'm standing up and she just huffing and puffing, just walking around, pacing around, just I'm like, oh shit. I said, what's gonna happen? So I look at her and when I tell you, she slapped me with the hand of God. All I remember is I was looking at something and then I looked at her and all I saw was a big ass hand. There's just, she palmed, I'm talking about palmed my face. She palmed the shit. She, boom, my glasses. Not these. There was another one. They were very sturdy though. But my glasses fell off my face. No, they didn't fall off. They flew the fuck off my face. They hit the TV. They fucking goddamn shattered. I'm like, and that was the only time she hit me that entire time. But she hit me with a Kamea blast or something. She just, boom. I was like, what the? She just started cussing. I was just like, oh, I'm sorry, Ma. I'm like, I don't know. I'm sorry. She's like, nah, I gotta defend you and all this. I'm like, I'm sorry, Ma. It's like some of them were lying, trying to defend myself. No, it's still, I was still touching ass, so it don't matter. She's like, that don't matter. No. I was like, I'm sorry, Ma. I'm sorry. You can never apologize too many times. At that time, they don't want to fucking hear that. So I'm like, fuck. So she done yelling. She's like, go to your room. I go to my room. I'm dead. The thing is, I didn't even cry that entire time. That slap hit me so hard, it just stunned me. I'm numb. I can't feel shit no more. So I'm just like, oh, fuck. I'm just sad. I was like, damn, I messed up. I'm about to get expelled. So next couple days, it's court time. Gotta go to court. I'm like, shit. So, my conceited self, I'm like, I want to dress up. I want to look good. I want to look real nice. So I look good. I dressed up, man. And my mom, she was my lawyer. Shout out to my mom. She's always my lawyer. Get me out my jam. We at the courthouse. And it was like an actual courthouse, like real shit. I had to go to like court. It wasn't like sexual. It wasn't like sexual. It wasn't like no real charges. Just academic. It's like just to see if whether they gonna expel me or just expel me for the rest of the school year, or just the semester, or just suspend me. That's all it was. It wasn't no rape charges or none of that crazy shit. So don't think none of that. I wasn't wilding like that. So we at court, and I see all the women, and some of them laughing. I'm like, you little bitch. Some of them laughing, and I'm looking at them like, you ain't right. And looking at the ones that have been lying, I'm like, y'all just lying. Y'all just trifling, just trying to get rid of me. Just mad, still trying to blame people, knowing damn well, nigga, it was grabbing their ass when they didn't want to. Except for the ones that I didn't touch. Them, they grimy, but I understand they trying to get rid of me. But, so yeah, we there. All the women plead their case. And then my mom, she the lawyer. So my mom over there pressing these women. Cause I told her, I was like, yo, look, ma, some of these women are lying. Don't think that I touched all these women asses, cause I didn't. So she pressing every last one of them. She was like, no. Are you sure? You're like, where'd he touch you? When? And all that. And then she came up, she dug up some dirt some of them wasn't really telling the truth. So I'm like, thank you, ma. And that helps. That may not sound crazy, but that helped my case, because they were really lying, really just because they didn't like me. Maybe they were just jealous I wasn't touching their ass. I don't know. Not gonna talk about it. Who cares? I wish them well. But so at the end of it, the judge and the principals and all that, they all got together. They all talked about it. It was like maybe like a 45 minute recess. And I'm like, I'm just nervous. Actually, I wasn't even nervous. At this point, I'm like, bro, I'm expelled. It's like the worst has happened already. I'm expelled. I really don't give a damn about the school that I'm going to. So if I go to another one, that's fine. So they called us back in, and they was like, Damien. I was like, yeah. It's like, look, we understand. And look, this is how we kind of helped my sentence as well. My mom, we had our final statements. The girls were already gone. So it was just me, the principals and the judge. So we was like, telling them, like, my mom was like, Damien's a good boy, all that. He just a little, messed up, And then she started crying. And don't nobody ever want to see their mama cry. That's always my weak spot, is just my mom crying. So my mom started crying, and I started crying too. And it wasn't fake crying, it was actual tears. But we started crying. I was like, yo, this gonna help. They really saw that I was sorry. And I really was sorry. I really didn't mean to. No, I meant to touch the ass, but I knew after this, I'd never touch another ass without consent again. So we started crying and everything, and I guess that kind of softened their heart. So they talked to us. They was like, okay, Damien, now look, it's too far along on the first semester, so we're going to have to expel you the rest of that semester and the next. It's like your whole freshman year, you have to go to alternative school. It was called ALC. And I didn't know what the fuck that was. I was like, okay. We wasn't sad at this point. I was like, okay. So you're like, so you'll start, we're going to get you set up and you're going to start there. It's like, I mean, if y'all have to. And they were just like, don't do it again. They're like, stop, do not just go around. You just can't go around grabbing that, trying to lecture me, let me know, which is good because I really, in my head, I didn't know, you just can't go around slapping ass, grabbing ass, And it may sound like, oh, do you have any common sense? No, I didn't. I was in 9th grade, 15, a sheltered kid, horny, full of cum, just trying to touch on a woman. So I really didn't know what I was doing. So that was just a learning experience. Went to ALC. I actually had the best. That was probably the best year I've ever had in my life. Not gonna lie. That's for another story though. And that's what me and my mom kind of bonded after that. That's when I became the favorite. Just her taking me to ALC and everything. It was school it was Monday through Thursday. I was off every Friday, which was paradise. My mom had to take me to school. Every time she took me to school, before school, we would go to Chick-fil-A, get the chicken minis, eat those every day. No lie, every day we would do this, and every day I was late because we did that. And I was like, fuck it. But yeah, so that's the story of how I got kicked out of high school my freshman year. Disclaimer, please, if you're gonna grab a young woman's booty, or a young man's booty even, please get to consent. Please. This is, especially in these times, there's these rape allegations for everybody. We don't need this on our, we don't need this. So just please ask for consent. Ask for consent again. And ask for consent again. All right. Y'all stay blessed, man.